Good afternoon, good morning. This is Mark Johnson from Loyalty360. Welcome you back to another edition of Loyalty Live. In this series, we talk to leading agencies, technology partners, and consultants in customer channel and brand loyalty about the technology trends and best practices that impact a brand's ability to drive unique engagements, experiences, and most importantly, customer loyalty. Loyalty Live is a deeper dive insight into the state of customer loyalty as we surface challenges from brand marketers that we speak with on a regular basis. We address them during these Loyalty Live sessions as a pragmatic and empirically driven response to those challenges, which hopefully helps brands understand and evaluate the challenges and opportunities before them. With that, today we have the pleasure of speaking with Zsuzsa Kecsmar. She is the co-founder and chief marketing officer and head of partnerships at Antavo. Antavo is a loyalty management platform for enterprises with clients all over the world, such as BMW and Benetton. And they expect a 3x year-on-year growth by the end of the year, which is amazing. So, Zsuzsa, how are you today?
Hi there. Thank you very much. I'm all right. Yes, and that's amazing. This 3x growth is surprising for us too, but I really hope that others also experience this in the industry. It's a huge boom on the market right now.
Absolutely. First off, can you give us a brief overview of your company, what you guys do, how you do it, industries that you work within?
Yes, of course. So Antavo is a loyalty management platform, and we specialize in enterprise loyalty technology. So we have everything that the enterprises would need. So Antavo is omnichannel. We are API-centric, meaning that brands, retailers, enterprises can do whatever they want to do with the help of either themselves or with a system integrator. So it's very much flexible, and it's also no code, meaning that once it's launched, the loyalty manager can, or the team of CRM team can manage the loyalty program with the help of an engineering team. Right now, the company is around 70 people, and we had this very large growth in the past months. And now we are scaling up as we are onboarding new clients. And these clients come all across the world from all kinds of industries. For example, we serve travel retail, like we serve Lagardère in China, or fashion, just like you said with Benetton. We have clients from automotive, like we serve BMW in the UK, or there are these great food and beverages companies like Lacage in Canada, or Jimmy Jazz, the fashion retailer who is preferred partner of Nike in the US. So it's all kinds of enterprise companies all over the world.
That's great. When you look at customer loyalty, as you mentioned, it's very important right now, top of mind for those who run it, CMOs. What do you think the biggest challenge or potential opportunity you see in customer loyalty today is?
Well, we think that the biggest challenge is to be the special one that the customer chooses, but without discounts, because discounts really hurt your margin. It really hurts the profit that you would make. So the challenge is, I think, to build loyalty, trying to do it without discounts or using discounts when it's necessary, really. And with a smart loyalty program, you can identify that which is the segment or who are those exact people who need that discount in order to convert, in order to keep them, and who are the ones that are able to be kept without discounting. And we think that there are these two unexplored opportunities in loyalty programs. The first is paid loyalty programs, and the second is lifestyle loyalty programs. And so what is paid, what I mean by paid loyalty programs? So if you have a paid loyalty program, like what everyone knows, Amazon Prime, there is already an investment at the beginning of the relationship from the customer. So they are already invested into the relationship. This emotional investment gives a really great start, especially if there are benefits on the other side. So I think in the future, more companies will consider this as an option. And the other one, the lifestyle loyalty programs, it's when companies, enterprises reward people for non-transactional activities like working hours or being charitable or bringing back used items. And this way, this connection, which is outside of the buying cycle, it makes people think of you, think of your brand even when they are not purchasing. So these two examples, these are great examples that go beyond the earn and burn cycle.
Absolutely. I think there is an interest in paid loyalty programs. We see a growing interest in the U.S., but how to do it, how to, what to charge, what the benefits can be is a pretty significant area of opportunity. So it's great to hear that that's something you're focusing on. So,
yeah, definitely.
When you look at customer loyalty strategies, customer experience strategies, what's one piece of advice you would give to a brand who may be looking to enhance or improve their customer loyalty or customer experience strategies?
Yeah, so basically this is what we just already talked about, going outside of the buying cycle. And now I can tell some examples what I mean by this, going outside. For example, you can offer points or benefits for leaving a product review, because product reviews are still great for spreading the word about the product or the service that you sell. Now everything starts with an online research, really, and it's great to boost this word of mouth. If you incentivize people who already bought your product, just leave a product review, and it can be part of your loyalty program. Another example is when you are trying to channel in social activity into the loyalty program, meaning that you can run a hashtag contest on Instagram. But if you do it standalone, then it will be left there. But if you do it as a part of the loyalty program, you can reward with points, and you can track spreading the word. In this way, it makes long-term sense to run these kind of campaigns. They are not just like one-off events. The third example is that you can reward customers for taking part in like surveys or quizzes. And you can do that to collect that valuable information that soon will not be available because of the death of cookies and these data protection regulations like CCPA or GDPR. So these were like 3 examples of going outside of the buying cycle. That is definitely the single piece of advice that I would share with brands and retailers looking to improve their loyalty strategy.
Okay, great. When you look at emotional loyalty, that's another area of growing interest within the community of Loyalty360. What are some best practices you recommend to brands who are looking to build those deep emotional connections with their consumers?
So now today in 2021, we have this great privilege to work with technology, and it really helps loyalty programs too, to focus more on lifestyle of more on the lifestyle of the customer, and not only for what they buy. So this engagement outside of the buying cycle can be realized. And just let me tell this example of how to use this emotional loyalty in a case when one of our clients, Bergzeit, is a mountain wear retailer in Germany. They have their physical stores and they have their e-commerce store, and their loyalty program integrates with Strava, the sports tracker. And those members who go out climbing and reach a certain altitude, they are rewarded with a milestone by Strava, and then the loyalty program automatically rewards them with bonus points. So that's like a perfect example of how this emotional loyalty should work. So what we see here is there are customers who are engaging with the brand by not directly engaging with the brand, but doing their hobby, which is hiking. They do it on the weekend. It's not in a shopping situation. And there is some positive emotion connected to it. So I just climbed a mountain. I feel successful. I'm happy. And Bergzeit is rewarding that. So that's amazing that I do something that I love, and I can use this as like a currency at my next purchase, being rewarded for it.
That's excellent. That's a great example. I like that. When you look at Antavo, I know you're an enterprise customer loyalty software. What examples of industry-specific features do you offer to help companies make their respective audiences more loyal and more engaged?
Yeah. So I can tell some examples of industries and then see how Antavo helps them. So for example, let's see first retailers who have stores. And actually, we are so serious about helping retailers that what you see behind me is an actual store that we've set up in one of our offices where I am now. So there is like actual inventory there, and there is where the cashier will stand. That's our kitchen actually behind the glass wall. Here are some products that we either bought or crowdsourced from the co-workers. But basically we built this environment because we really want to demo our products and introduce how a loyalty program will work in a store-like environment. So we built this, I think like a year ago, or no, it was a bit more than a year ago, just on one of the weekends as a team building activity. So what I wanted to mean by this is that for retailers, the biggest challenge is to actually identify the offline customers. And I say it's big because it's easy to ask all the kinds of details that you want to know from the customer, but it's not a good customer experience. A good customer experience is what's easy. And if you use this mobile wallet solution with a POS integration, then that's easy. So that's the same technology that you'll be using on boarding a plane, and it's already on most people's phones. There is no need to download anything, and that's the first thing that we recommend to our clients. Of course, loyalty programs can be built into mobile apps and whatever the client wants, but it's nice to know that there is this base opportunity that we can count on, this mobile wallet solution. If you think of like malls or airports or these retail organizations where there is like a coalition loyalty opportunity, we have this hardware software solution, the Coalition Loyalty Hub, which works either with the device or without the device, but that's an actual device with a multi-screen touch screen, which also works without touching because we know that in the post-COVID era, it's important. And it's a very visual way for the customers to see what the loyalty program can offer, and also for the staff to see where the person is, in which tier, and so on. And to tell another example, a third one for example, luxury brands, we offer these VIP clubs, and these are like mini programs within the loyalty program. One of our favorite clients is Luisa Via Roma, and they run this sneakers club for years. And there is this ongoing conversation on Reddit asking how to get into the sneakers club. But then it's just one way to get in. You need to pay 2,000 points in order to get in. And then in this limited member club, people can buy these latest sneaker releases, and they are gone before they would make it to the shop floor. So it's a very nice example to how to engage this elite, the best customers you may have. And there are those companies where the frequency of purchases is lower. For example, with automotive, where you don't buy a car every day. And in this respect, the best solution is a perks program. And typically in a perks program, there are no tiers or points. It's mainly an immediate access to benefits. And this unlimited access, this is what keeps the customers close to the brand between the two purchases, because that's what you want. You want to keep connection. And the last example that I want to bring is related to e-commerce, because we have clients who only do e-commerce, and we think the best features for them are related to gamification, like a prize wheel or a treasure hunt, even on the website, or badges or challenges, because you would like to build a recurring behavior and you want to learn about the customers, as it's quite limited where you can learn about the customers. It's only online. So the best is to use all the opportunity that you have for that. So I think these would be the examples for these industry-specific features.
Absolutely. So when you look at the industry, there's a lot of customer loyalty providers there, growing list, a lot of analyst reports out there that look at them. We have a process as well. When you look at what differentiates you from some of the other customer loyalty providers, what do you think that is?
Well, it's two things. It's Antavo is no code and headless. And I know that these are very technical terms, but I know that also who are listening, these people, we understand it. But let me go into these a bit more. So what do I mean by no code? What I mean by no code is that once the program is launched, it requires no software engineer knowledge or someone from the IT team for creating and managing a loyalty campaign. Someone from the CRM team will be perfectly fine for it, who is able to create these rules with our no-code editor that would make you run the campaign that you want. So basically, you would select it, which is a segment that you want to run the campaign for, and you can set up these rules that if they are fulfilled, something happens. If they're not fulfilled, something else happens. So it's a very straightforward tool, and it gives a lot of room to really, really do what you want, because it can be as exact as coding, but without coding. So I would say that no code is one of the differentiators. And the other one is being headless. And headless means that we have this API-centric approach, which makes it very easy to integrate with other services. For example, with WeChat, because when we serve Lagardère in China and the customers are able to access the loyalty program in a WeChat mini app, it means that the software engineers or WeChat developers, which is a Chinese WeChat developer, they created their own app using Antavos APIs, and Antavo runs in the backend, and whatever the client, enterprise, and the agencies want to be on the top, on the front end, that will happen on the front end. We, of course, help with this. We have this membership site, SDK, which helps developers to not to start from scratch, but to provide these basic tools. So they can start not from 0, but from, 5, developing this. So the time to market is lower, the total cost of ownership is lower. And definitely there is this vast majority of opportunities out there, and we are able to serve all of them thanks to Antavo being headless. So I would say that these two things are the differentiators, being no code and being headless.
Okay, great. When you look at customer loyalty in the next 6 months, 1 year, potentially 5 years from now, how do you think loyalty programs, strategy, customer experience will evolve?
Well, 5 years is a lot of time. I even have a hard time thinking in what will happen in 5 years. But if I think of like 3, which seems to be like more approachable, if like no pandemic happens or something which would like drastically change our lives, I would think that loyalty programs will be a part of our lifestyle. And the Bergzeit example that I told you about, that will be the new norm, these lifestyle kind of loyalty programs. And we will be, as customers, enrolled to, 2 or 3, maximum 2 or 3 paid loyalty programs. And this number, I think, would not change too much. And enterprises will need to make sure that they make it into the top 2, 3 that people are subscribed for. So that's what I would say, that there will be more lifestyle loyalty programs and more paid loyalty programs. But we will know more about this because we have our own research coming out soon, the Global Customer Loyalty Report, and then we hope to have more primary information from the market around this, because collecting the wisdom of the CMOs and CRM leaders will help predict the future.
Okay. When you look at a current trend, a new technology, or potentially even an idea that you believe is most important for brands to focus on today, is it paid programs? I mean, what is that current trend or new technology you think is very important?
Well, I think it's really different for each brand, and it's hard to tell which is for whom. So I think what you should see as a CMO, CRM manager, or a head of digital transformation is that you should identify what is really valuable for your customers that influences making the purchase decision. So, for example, if if shipping is an issue because you can see it from the numbers that, for example, shipping would be an issue, then there are ways to tackle that. And what we discussed before, of this premium or subscription-based loyalty program, this is a way to handle this when they are willing to pay an upfront fee. And after paying the upfront fee and being part of the loyalty program, all the shipping costs would be gone. So it would be like free shipping forever for them. It's just one of the examples that I could say.
Absolutely. Okay. When you look at data is another area of opportunity, but a great deal of change. As you mentioned, privacy, cookies going away, there's GDPR, CCPA, CDPA, there's all sorts of privacy restrictions that are there and growing. How is zero party, or why should zero party data be more important for those who run customer loyalty programs?
It should be important for them because those who run customer loyalty programs are the ones who are able to collect it. Because it's true now, waste will be very, very limited. So with this new cookie tracking policies and the data protection schemes that you mentioned, it will be just simply very difficult to collect customer data. And those who own these loyalty programs will be the not the gatekeepers of this information, but they will be the ones who are enabled to collect this information, as they can reward sharing information voluntarily. So if customers are able to fill a survey or do some profiling, or this Tinder-like swipe left, swipe right, what is your preference kind of questionnaire, which is like a questionnaire but done in a very engaging way, then this is when they are able to collect customer data, which helps to tackle this new challenge of the difficulties of the future around data.
Okay, great. And the last question we have is metrics. KPIs are a growing challenge for brands as well. They have customer loyalty programs. They potentially have to leverage or use an outside reporting tool like a Domo or a Tableau. So metrics and KPIs are a big challenge. How do you help brands improve the efficacy of their metrics and KPIs?
Well, we do two ways. So within the Antavo platform, they can see the reporting related to customer loyalty, or they can also channel this into their own data dashboard, like just you said with Tableau or Power BI. And we really think that it's important, and not only for our clients, but for the entire ecosystem who helps our clients. It's the loyalty consultants who are optimizing this data. It's the system integrators who want to obviously improve the IT systems and digital experiences of their clients, because this is what they stand for. This is their job. So we really make sure that the reporting capabilities are great, so the loyalty program can be optimized on the long run. And also, I know maybe it's only about Antavo, but we want to be on the same side as the customer, because our pricing is based on the number of active members within the loyalty program. So not simply the members, not the functionality that they would use, but the number of active members. And it makes us to be on the same side. We as Antavo and the customer success managers working with the client want the same thing to make the loyalty program successful, to have the most loyalty members, active loyalty members in the loyalty program.
So in essence, you're vested in the success of their program. You want to have as many active members as possible. It's obviously rewarding to you, but it's also very rewarding to the customer then as well, because means they have a program that's performing.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, Zsuzsa, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. It was great hearing your perspective on customer loyalty. We look to hear forward. Let's try that again. Thank you, Zsuzsa, for taking the time to talk to us today. It was great hearing your perspective on customer loyalty, and we look forward to learning more throughout the year from you and your team. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. And for those who are listening, thank you for taking the time to tune in, and make sure you join next Tuesday for our next edition of Loyalty Live. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.